Today, things are looking hot, looking good. As for Gala, they're a little bit different. I've been covering them recently. They have been making moves, and they really have been making moves over the last few days. They are up a staggering 67% in one single day, and that's on top of some of the recent climbs that we have seen as well. What is this big news? What is this big news? Well, it has to do with The Rock. Okay, that's why I put him in a thumbnail. So out of nowhere, Gala announced yesterday night that they are partnering up with Dwayne Johnson and Mark Wahlberg on two new films. Okay, I don't know what that means exactly because Gala wants to get into filming. They have something called Gala Film, which it seems like they're going to be putting films on the blockchain. And in order to buy tickets and watch it, you need to use Gala tokens, which makes sense. But also, they explain that with these new movies that's coming out, right? You could also, on the tickets themselves, there'll be a QR code. And then you'll be able to scan that and get, NFTs, something maybe exclusive from the movie, or maybe it's not exclusive. Maybe it's something just like an NFT ticket or something, right? That you could redeem, and of course you can resell on OpenSea, right? We don't know how far this goes, but the fact that they partner up with two major movie stars on two major movies, not just one, but two, that is a pretty big thing. This is why they pumped up 60-something% in a single day. And prior to that, why they were going up, because they're going into mobile too. They bought a mobile gaming studio with over 20 million users. Not only that, they also introduced the notion of token burning, that everything that is spent on chain will be burned. For example, if you use Gala tokens to buy movie tickets, those Gala will be burned. Right? So they're introducing that as well. So these are all exciting stuff that just came out recently. Now, I've been a supporter of Gala for quite some time. I told you guys that the biggest reason that I guess the biggest draw for me, why I got into Gala in the first place, was the founder of Gala was a co-founder of Zynga Games. And most of you guys know Zynga, Farmville, and what is that? The other scrap, Words with Friends, and all these stuff that they came out with, right? He definitely knows how to go viral. He definitely knows how to go big. He definitely has connections, right? That was the biggest reason why I got drawn into Gala. But besides all this stuff, they have like 18 games in works right now, waiting to come out. They already have like 3 games out in their gaming platform. So they do seem like they're going to places. They're going to recover. But with that said, should you be FOMOing in something that's up 60-something%? The answer is no. I've said this about Boink. I said about anything else that has pumped up this much this fast. You don't want to get in when it's this high. You want to wait. Now, in terms of Boink, because it's a meme coin that people were just pumping and hyping up, there's no point of waiting for that, okay? But for something like Gala, which I do believe won't come back strong, and they have so much things, it's definitely worth getting into if you're not in it already. But wait for it to kind of die down. Wait for it to slow down. You don't want to get in when it's like skyrocketing upwards, right? Wait until it cools down, consolidates before getting in, if you choose to do so. But that's just Gala, but everything else in the space today is seeing some greens, and I was kind of digging through some of these. ApeCoin up about 14% today. Lido up 17%, 16%. Lido is one of the biggest DeFi projects out there now. In terms of TVL, they are the biggest. And if you're looking at staking ETH for liquid staking, right, with liquid ETH, Lido is definitely the leaders of that, although you could do so on Coinbase as well. Look at Filecoins up about 13%. And, a lot. Sandbox Flow, big into NFTs and gaming, both up about 11, 12%. Decentraland up about 12%. You got Maker, 14%. They're also huge into DeFi, right? They have their own stable coin. Zilliqa up 48%. I missed that. I don't know what that's about. Maybe it's something to do with their Metapolis, but man, they're up nearly 50% as well. They must have something big. Optimism, which is a layer 2. Gala, yeah, you could see. I mean, today's just a good day. You're getting rewarded for holding and DCAing, right? We know this is going to come. It's just sometimes it just takes a while, right? But will this continue? Well, that's the thing. Bitcoin has finally smashed through a crucial resistance, I would say, okay? It's a breakout moment right now, breaking above the 17,000. We know that bears was trying very, 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 very hard to hold Bitcoin below 17,000. We finally broke through it, right? Are we going to continue? I believe so, because so many of the on-chain metrics and indicators and models and moving average and everything else that's measuring Bitcoin continues to get stronger, including addresses and holders, Bitcoin being removed off the exchanges. I mean, like literally everything that we could look at. And when we compare our current cycle to previous cycles, right? You're looking at the oversold levels. I mean, it's so similar. And let's not forget the 4-year cycle, right? How we're approaching the next halving cycle. And right around this time frame is when we usually see a recovery. Every single cycle has happened pretty much the same way. And we're right there once again. Even though we have some scary macro stuff and geopolitical stuff still ongoing, Bitcoin is doing its thing. It's continuing its path. And it gets stronger with every single cycle. So I don't expect that to change. So yeah. And plus the hash rate, the Bitcoin miners, there's been some talks about how some miners had to sell, right? But the hash rate is still continuing forward, still heading higher and forming new highs. Because honestly, the bigger miners, they're not going anywhere. They haven't sold anything. The smaller miners have, but the big miners continue to hash away, continue to mine, continue to hoard all the Bitcoins that they have received. They're not releasing any of that. So even though, yes, there's new Bitcoins produced, are they really being circulated, or are they really just being held by the miners who are mining them? I'd say the latter. So really, what we're left with is what we have right now.